Hi everyone, I'm Jeff from LHQ. In this video, we are gonna have Hatsu playing against Ken. What are you playing, Hatsu?
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to play Love Life Sunshine, the BBB Stock Soendo. Today I'm trying to make a big board with you and try to burn away Ken as soon as possible and win the game that way.
How about you, Ken?
Yeah. I'm playing 8 stand by Mushoku Tensei or Jobless Reincarnation. I'll be trying to fight against Hatsu's board at level 2 onwards, and ultimately if I can use my level 3s to step over his stuff and then use the rest counter to defend myself, I think I'd be having a pretty good game.
Okay, I guess players are deciding who's going first and second after the shuffling. Um, so it seems like Hatsu is going first, and his hand has some level 3, 1 climax, and a backup. What will be your mulligan position on when you're going first, Hatsu?
So try to get as many playable as possible with like already good start before the mulligan. And then like the rest will be like having level 1 combo and climaxes.
And how about when you go second, what's your mulligan decision, Ken?
I just want to be able to attack as many times as I need to play out the number of Eris's that I have in hand. Ideally 2. And unfortunately I drew into my second Eris there, plus I think I drew my standby, so pretty straightforward. I'll be making 2 attacks this turn, and ideally I'll hit level 1 next turn and go into double combo. I think, yeah, I have to play with Brainstorm here to attack the second time, which isn't too bad because I can just salvage that off my level 1 combo next turn. Hatsu moves in front of my character, and I think I choose to chump attack here. Reason being, if I trigger a soul trigger here, which I don't, but if I do and Hatsu levels up, he might go into combo on that lane. So by doing that, I'm denying him from going into a secure combo lane that turn.
Yep, and also for me, it's like pretty straightforward play since he already have the chaser center runners. So I just have the prepared anti-runner to put in front of it, and I have enough cuts. I still have the mirror runner to pump the 500 extra to make it bigger. So at that point, it's just like preparing for level 1. And yeah, the reason I'm brainstorming is just to maintain more hand size, because like if you don't have combo, then it's pretty hard to maintain the hand size because the trigger only 4 of them are plussing and the other one's not. So yeah, that's the reason why I brainstorm this turn.
Right, and I think I put in green here because I'm playing 1 green level 3 stock swap in the deck, and it's hard to get green compared to red or blue. Don't really have any blue cards in hand anyway, so kind of ready for that. Pretty straightforward double combo turn by here. I think I'm contemplating whether I clock away the level 3, but I decide that it's more important to keep in hand because I might actually hardcast that later, where I don't want to hardcast the 2-2 whatsoever. And yeah, I just double combo, fill the third line with kind of whatever weak stuff I have in hand. Pretty straightforward. And I can salvage a brainstorm plus whatever I think is necessary here. The weakness here is that my level 1 combo is difficult to out in most matchups, but because Love Life Sunshine just used level 1 bombs for its combo, it does get outed more easily, but it is still better to level up here first, because if I level up second, I have to front attack into his bombs, which is worse. So a bit fortunate here. And I salvaged the level 2 counter, which kind of looking back here is pretty ballsy. My level 1s, as I said, aren't really expected to live this turn, so I think it would have been a better idea to just get something to attack next turn with, in case my board does get triple answered, but you know, me being me, I'm a bit greedy sometimes like that, so yeah, making some attacks here. And then, if I remember correctly, that's a standby? Yeah, it's a standby. So, sort of not punished for for getting a high level character there, because even if my full board gets answers next turn, I can push some stuff up here. Lucky me, I get a second climax, and put a 2-2 in the front row, which Love Life Sunshine can't answer at level 1, so yeah, I'm in a good position.
Yeah, and then during my turn, I clock draw and trying to get the climaxes, and as you can see, I failed to get it. But that's fine because like I already got all the pieces needed for the early play. I have the 2-1 Rico, I have the 1 Chica and the Neo. So basically having no combo is no problem. Currently, I'm trying to mill out my deck because like in case that I trigger even 1 or 2, and then I will not have a single card left most likely on the board. Having being swung on the on Ken's turn for like 2 to 3 damage, while I probably only have like 1 to 2 climaxes. It's not really reliable when I still have that thick deck. So my turn cleaning process right now is just to mill my deck and then prepare for the level 2 next turn immediately. Because like going to level 2 first against this matchup is very preferable. So yeah, so I play my first Akatsuki and then see that like most of the cards are almost unplayable, and like, well, so I just take anything just in case I'm stuck at level 1. And then mill 4 more, and then like yeah, I get the second recall here so that like I can use one for the clock and one to the board, because like having extra power is obviously very useful in the standby matchup. And yeah, and then I have count my deck, and it seems like I already mill enough cards and then put bombs just so that I can kill his 1/1. There's nothing else super special. I don't think I trigger any climax if I remember it right. Having more stocks, enough for the level 2, which is like 4. 1 for the 2/1, and then 3 for the early plays.
Pretty lucky here that Hatsu didn't slam, because obviously he doesn't gain the stock from the stock soul, nor does he get hand from reversing my characters, but I'm also pretty comfortably at level 1 here, after getting out 3 level 2s from standbys, so while I expect that my level 2s get, at least 2 of them get answered next turn with the Mirai Ticket early play package, I think 1 survives, and damage rather life is very valuable in this matchup because you don't know how much damage you're going to take from yours random burns, so I'm pretty relieved, I say, and I kind of want to just hold on to this damage lead by keeping my deck compression. I think I'm fortunate enough to hit 2 here on the brainstorm, so I just get more cards that I can go through my deck with, and to that, my stock isn't exactly very high, but my deck compression is pretty decent, so I'll be able to cancel a bit there, and through that I'll eventually gain the upper hand in the matchup, I think. And yeah, I just got the most useless card in my hand through the Fukajiro effect there. And I think I contemplate getting the early play for a moment, but that card is nice, but not something that I really feel like I need to play 2 of on the following turn, seeing as there's already 1 in my hand, so I just take the free search so I can be a bit more versatile in my next turn play. And if I remember correctly, yeah, I brainstormed to pay out the last climax and ensure that I refresh better. Yeah, that's kind of all I'm thinking about this turn. With triple 11k, Chika and Yor can hit 11-5, 13-5 with the Rico that he salvaged last turn. But the last one being 11k, it's practically impossible for Love Life Sunshine to fight it. I think it's 1 level 1 4k plus 1k 1 climax plus triple trigger climaxes and give 2k for each one with the back row brainstorm, but I think Hatsu and I both know that's not going to happen, so yeah, I'm in a pretty good position. What do you think, Hatsu? Like, how are you feeling at this point?
At this point, I feel alright. Like everything going for so far, except that I don't have the climax combo. Everything else is fine. Like I don't trigger any unnecessary climaxes, and then like going fresh egg while having all the pieces in my hand already. Now the only thing I don't want to happen is like I'm stuck at 1/6 or not even level 2 yet, because I don't really have a play other than the early play strategies. So by this time, I hope that I take this 1/3 damage that Ken is swing for now, and then I actually take it, and then cancel the rest.
You don't want to be stuck at 1/6 in this deck, do you?
Yeah, no, it's definitely not going to happen. Impossible. And yeah, first cancels is happening, and it's good. And like yeah, so I was like, all right, at least if I even have take a 3, at least that's I don't go to immediately 2/6 or 2/5, which is like 1 level behind. Even though this deck is very aggressive, still like not reliable enough to just stick all the damage every single time.
So I'm on 4 stock, which is about average. What I'd say for my deck hitting level 2. But is your 4 stock roughly what you'd expect going into level 2? I feel like I have a bit more whenever I Sunshine.
I mean, having not slamming a single stock so obviously makes like having less stock pretty obvious, but like the 4 stock at level 2 is the minimum that you should get every single time whenever you play Sunshine, so that you can always play your plan out, which is your early play. And as you can see, I cancel the second time, maintain the small difference in damage, and then like yeah, play out the strategies, plan the 2-1 recall, top check first to see what I have, and then discard the Yo, which is very important so that I can summon it back. And yeah, looking at level 1 and look at any playables, and then the only one that looks like to be is like Mirror, because like I see nothing else at the time. Paying 3 for the Chica and then summon the Yo, very normal. Lining up the 2-1 to make sure that my level 3 is big enough to kill the tutus. You guys probably realized that the only power difference between the 3-2 Yo and the 2-2 Gisland is like 500. So I slam a climaxes to deal more damage, and like this one damage happened to push Ken to level 2, and then like I realized it after the fight, after he applied the rest counter. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, and now I'm in range, so Yo dies. Well, I mean, like, it's not like super big blow up, because like summoning back the Yo from Chica is not the hard things to do, and then like it's even more fortunate that Ken take that much damage, so that like I guess in the end it's still worth it to front. And
well,
and I'm saying a good note, I guess.
yeah, well, I had to use the rest counter here because if I didn't use the rest counter, Hatsu would be able to counter 3k onto his Yor, which is 14-5, which means I had to make a 15k to fight his Yor, or otherwise he would potentially have 2 Yors on his board next turn, and I definitely couldn't take that. So I took the opportunity to use the rest counter now, and ideally I'll be able to search the rest counter here or off the second instance of the Surge, which I get with this event, which lets me search twice. So I don't know why this event is so good really, but you know, it is kind of good. So I'm getting ready for level 3. I can get my level 3 Ghislaine, which hits heals and hits over my opponent's Yor without letting Hatsu counter here. That is pretty much all I really wanted in level 3 in this matchup even. So despite taking all that damage, I'd say I'm in a pretty decent position. And I think I had the option of early playing my level 3 Eris here, but due to the amount of stock that I have, I think I opted not to and just let the Chica slide there.
Yeah, like the amount of standby that you trigger throughout the this game is actually quite relevant, because like it actually makes you maintain your boards and then like still have enough climaxes to protect yourself in the deck to cancel.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like
I stand by at a level 3 in the back and level 2 in the front. I think someone asked me earlier when we were reviewing the game that I may have wanted to stand by as support here, but realistically, when I play our Ghislaine, the support isn't really necessary to hit the necessary power, the power threshold that I need to beat over Yor and Chico. So I didn't feel like that was necessary, so I just got the next best thing, which is a 2-soul attacker with decent power. And then for the front row card, I just wanted to replace it with something with at least 2 levels so it doesn't become easy side fodder. And yeah, I kind of just settled with that, and I'd say I'm in a decent position.
And yeah, like when I review the after I use the 2 require effects and see the level 3 Chica on top, and then like I mean I don't have the Chica yet, so I need to get that. And luckily I still already have the Yo in my hand, so like I can just discard it and get the Chica and then summon it to the board. So basically I have the same board again. Last turn, but I have 1 extra Chica. The only thing that I was thinking about, like, since Ken just triggered 2 climaxes, and so I asked him what how many climaxes out and 1 plus 2. And then like at this point, like I'm thinking that Ken already hold one of the level 3 Gisland climaxes just in case that he wants to do the combo next turn. So I was like, okay, 4 out with like around 20 each cards, and I was like, okay, maybe swing 3, 3, 3, and 3 is pretty good. And I'm like, oh, he actually controls. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's just 1 swing, and then swing again, swing for 5. It's like, okay, cancels again. Okay, it happens. Yeah, I was hoping, but the double trigger here is not something that I want, because like I'm only having like 3 climax left in the deck, and I triggered 2 of them. I'm having 1 left. So, you know, I mean, I'm facing standby, so I was hoping that I will hope that he doesn't give me too much damage next time while maintaining this big board for the final turn.
And yeah, as you expect, I'm really happy about that triple cancel because, you know, I was on 2-6, and which means I can go through the rest of my deck this turn and refresh a pretty compressed deck. I think Hatsu and I discussed after the game that it was probably better to not discard that door in that to play that door in hindsight and probably keep it as a discard option for Rico, or maybe slam on another turn where my compression is a bit worse. Obviously, Hatsu did say that he thought that I might have a climax in hand, which was possible. I don't think he knew that I had the early play in hand. I think everything else was visible. Yeah, everything else was visible. But yeah, no, fortunately I did cancel everything there, so I am in a pretty great position. It also did come into handy that I standbyed out that 2-2 there, which I got to discard the card that I can't play this turn to just keep the 2-soul attacker on board. And, you know, keep up the damage pressure. Hatsu did just double trigger climaxes with 5 in, so I'm guaranteed to do at least 3 damage here, even if he cancels one of the 2s, as long as I make 3 attacks. And yeah, I'm in a pretty comfortable position.
I think in this turn is the one that we discussed about that you have an option to slam with your level 3 combo as well, because as you just say, he only have 1 climax in deck. And also because of Sunshine have less healers, so dealing extra damage here is actually not that bad, but I guess you value more the damage race right now, I guess.
Yeah, so in reality, I actually just didn't really, the thought just missed me. I didn't really consider that at all. But evaluating the play, I can't remember exactly how many cards are in Hatsu's deck here, but I did have a pretty good shot at winning if I just went into a double combo that turn. So yeah, it was a pretty good option. It's just that I don't remember how many cards are in Hatsu's deck, but if he does cancel and survive this turn, I would basically have no backup play after that. So I need to kind of rigorously review this game to make sure that what I did was correct, but I think it was actually better to go into combo there, yeah, as you said. I do risk myself just taking 7 off the top on this turn in this scenario, which, you know, you'll see what'll happen, but yeah, you know, it's better not to risk things.
Yeah, I mean, also it really depends on players' playstyle as well. Like, I consider, can you play more defensively? That's why you make this play, I think, is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is definitely how I play this game most of the time. Yeah. Alright, and I think I'm contemplating whether I frontal side here, because I don't know whether I want to tally the damage, but I choose a side here because even if I had triggered a soul trigger there, it wouldn't have been lethal damage. And if Hatsu has a heal in his hand, which he didn't, but you know, he might, that wouldn't really be great. At least this way I have the option of using the rest counter if things look really bad. Or Hatsu gets forced to side attack, which means I take 2 less damage. So yeah, it's a pretty good trade-off, and I decided to side that for the moment. What are you counting there, Hatsu? Do you remember?
I was counting the amount of level 3, and then like, so basically I saw a level 3 of the Scry, and then like currently I know that I still have the climax in the deck, and then I'm thinking like having the climax in my hand will increase the likelihood to win this turn, because this is pretty much probably the final turn for me. Like, I don't have any healers, but I have enough gas to try to win. So what I'm thinking, like, okay, I will clock and then try to draw the climaxes, but as you can see, I draw all the level 3s instead. Like, I feel quite like there are so many level 3s left in the deck, so it's pretty good. And then like, okay, I see the climax next, and it's okay, I mean, I can try to make it at it, like, use the Scry and Scry to the bottom, because I know that the card that I Scry to the bottom is level 3 Chica. So, overplay it, play the Yo, pay the 2, and then Scry the Climber to the bottom, so that I know that my first swing is definitely Yo, and it's going to burn play for sure. And then it's, currently I know that he has the rest counter in his hand, and then I'm thinking like, maybe I can force him to use the rest counter as well, by putting one of the one card that is in range with his counter to fight his counters, so that he can less likely to play his win con efficiently. Because currently if he uses 5 stocks, he will go down to 3 stock, with like only 1 level 3 healers, Gis line, and 1 combo only. So but I was like, okay, but let's put that aside and then try to win first. So I decided to swing with Yo first, swing for burn 3, he cancels, but that's fine. The biggest thing is the 4, but he cancels as well. That's actually quite heartbreaking, because like that's the 2 damage that I actually rely to stick instead of the rest of the 2, because that's the one that in range of the rest counter. Currently I'm contemplating to front the side, but like in order to actually win this turn, the only line that I see is that like siding the Chica to the 2-2 and then swing for 2, because I know the next card is 2 soul climaxes, and then the Yo need to burn minimum 2 damage, and that would be exactly 5 damage from the burn 2 and swing for 3. And then, but I also like contemplating to let him just rest counter my Yo and then try to survive next turn by being at 3-5. But like, I think at 3-5 with swinging for 4 lethal, which is most likely, which is like the burn 2 and then 3 of the level 2 soul beaters, which is also less likely. So I just tried to gamble to win this turn, and then I decided to side this lane, and I will be swinging for 2. And yeah, shuffling, and hope that all goes to what I want. And yeah. So what do you think, Ken? Like, do you think I'm siding here is correct?
It's hard to say, but I think it's better to make the play that has a stronger chance at going for lethal, which I think it is the one, because you guarantee side for 2, and then if you flip a level 2 or level 3, right? You get to yeah, you do lethal, which the odds aren't exactly high, but if I rest counter here, I only need to do, what is that, 2 damage?
Yes.
And the odds of you surviving that are definitely lower, I think. So I think it was the correct play that you made here.
Yep, but well, as a result, he canceled the important 2 damage, and the Yo doesn't even burn a single damage. And so pretty much it's like I already believe like it's already all over, because like it's just too much damage to be cancelled at this point. He still have enough stock to do double combo minimum, and then can play 3 level 3, even though I killed the 2/2s before. But yeah, as you can see, he played 3 copies of the Gist lane, and then have enough stock for burning twice. So I guess it's already easy peasy from here. You can.
Yeah. I don't remember why I didn't clock.
Don't play that aggressive and just put 3 cards on board. Play one by one, guys.
Oh yeah, sorry. We should adhere to the rules, but yeah, I don't remember why I didn't clock that. I feel like I should, seeing as I get an extra card in hand, and I don't really have any use for that standby anyway. But yeah, and that's game.
So that's the game. Here are the deck lists for both players. You can find them in the description below. What do you guys think about the game, guys?
Yeah, like so I guess it's working out that I put most of my cards being at least 3 copies for most of the important pieces, so it's quite consistent throughout the game, as you can see from the game before. It's a bit unfortunate that I trigger more climaxes than necessary towards the end of the game that cost me the game especially. And yeah, that's the unlucky part about what sometimes happens. But like I'm pretty happy about the deck list I'm playing today. And yeah, how about you guys? What do you guys think about the game?
For me, I honestly think this is kind of a difficult matchup for Mushoku. So I think the fact that I double triggered on pretty good turns and then cancelled pretty well after those definitely helped me quite a lot. I got to set up board in a way that on your last turn your attacks became awkward. My board was set up even, so even though I took a risky salvage with the level 1 combo, I still had attackers to go on, so yeah, pretty fortunate there overall. I don't think I played glaringly questionably, except maybe that one turn where I salvaged the level 2 counter still at level 1, but yeah, lucky me, I would say. Just wanted to ask Hatsu, so you're playing 3 each of the runner and the chaser. Do you think it's better to have that ratio than 4 of the runner?
I will, if I have the 4th runner, then I will definitely put the 4th copy of the runner, and then probably cut the level 0 Susanoo to 2 copies, because obviously the first turn runner is desirable, and also it can help to pump power so that the anti-runner can overcome most of the level 0 that's currently in the game, which is like 3-5 to 3k chasers. So yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do.
I see. Yeah.
And yeah, how about you, Ken? Like, I realized like from the most Mushoku deck lists that I have seen so far, like you have some interesting quantities between your choices, like the level 1 Gist line accelerate, and also the stock swap. I see some people run 2 copies, and also the early play choices. Why do you choose to run 2 of these? What do you think?
It's quite a bit to unpack, but for the level 1 Ghislaine, sometimes I find that I want to use it, but then it's lost in a zone like clock or stock, which I can't grab it from, so I'm playing 2 just as a failsafe. On the other hand, for the stock swap, I have a lot of time to get that card in my hand if I do need it in the game, so I feel like 1 is enough. For the early play, I just kind of play 2 of this card because I feel like it's safer to have 2 in case you have to put 1 in level at level 1 for red. And I don't really like playing the yellow early play because it puts me into a 4th color. Yeah, I could probably go on about all the ratios forever, but in short, that's probably how I would put it. I think that mostly sums up what we want to say about the game and our decks, so yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, the gameplay this time it's pretty interesting because the Sunshine player could not do their level 1 combo, which we will thought that is pretty bad for the Mushoku player. But overall, Sunshine player uses this powerful early play set, and Mushoku can abuse the 8 standby building boards. So the game is pretty good. Yeah, I guess that's it. Let us know what you think in the comments, guys. We'll see you next time.